श्री गुरुचरित्र अध्याय 5 द डिवाइन बर्थ ऑफ श्री पदा। श्री वाल्लभ। श्री गणेशाय नमः। श्री सरस्वत्याय नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। नामधरक, filled with devotion, respectfully asked Siddha, O revered Siddha, please tell me more about the divine incarnations of the Lord and the sacred manifestations of the Guru. Siddha replied, Listen carefully, O Namdharak. Whenever righteousness declines and devotees need protection, the Supreme Lord takes different forms upon the earth. Lord Vishnu has manifested in many forms for the protection of devotees and the destruction of evil. He appeared as Matsya, the fish, Kurma, the tortoise, Varaha, the divine boar, and Narasimha, the man-lion. He appeared as Vamana, the divine dwarf, as Parashurama, as Lord Rama, born in the dynasty of King Dasharatha, and as Lord Krishna, who later lived among the cowherds. The Lord has manifested in many forms and many appearances according to the needs of the world. His purpose has always been to protect the righteous, guide devotees, and restore dharma. As the age of Kali began, ignorance increased among people. Many gradually moved away from proper conduct and spiritual discipline. Therefore, for the welfare of devotees, the Supreme Lord again manifested through the sacred Guru tradition. Just as King Bhagiratha brought the sacred Ganga to earth for the salvation of his ancestors, the Lord manifests whenever there is a need to uplift souls. Now listen to the wonderful story of another divine manifestation. In the eastern land of Pithapur, there lived a noble Brahman named Appalaraja. His wife was Sumati, a woman of extraordinary devotion and purity. She faithfully served her husband and had great respect for guests, ascetics, and Brahmins. Her home was always open to those who came seeking food, shelter, or blessings. One day, an important religious ceremony was being performed in their home. Sumati was completely engaged in serving the guests. On that sacred occasion, Lord Dattatreya came to their house in the form of a wandering ascetic. He stood before Sumati and asked for alms. Sumati immediately welcomed the mysterious ascetic with devotion. She offered him food and treated him with great respect. Pleased by her selfless devotion and pure heart, the Divine Lord revealed his true nature to her. Sumati realized that the guest before her was none other than Lord Dattatreya. Overwhelmed with devotion, she bowed at his feet. The Lord said, Mother, I am pleased with your devotion and your pure heart. Ask for a blessing. Sumati prayed, O Lord, you are the protector of the helpless and the giver of blessings. If you are truly pleased with me, please grant me a son who will bring glory to our family and guide us toward spiritual liberation. The Lord was pleased with her prayer. He blessed her and said that he himself would take birth as her son. Sumati was filled with joy. She bowed again and again before the Lord. The Divine Lord then blessed her and departed. In time, Sumati and Appalaraja were blessed with a divine child. The birth of the child was extraordinary. The learned Brahmins performed the traditional birth ceremonies and examined the signs of the newborn. They recognized that this was no ordinary child. They said, "This child possesses extraordinary spiritual qualities. He will become a great ascetic and a spiritual guide to the world." The parents were filled with happiness. Remembering the divine blessing they had received, they understood that this child had been given to them by the grace of Lord Dattatreya. Therefore, they named him Shripada. He became known as Shripada Shri Vallabha. As he grew, his extraordinary wisdom became evident. Even at a young age, he displayed deep knowledge and spiritual understanding far beyond his years. People who saw him were amazed by his divine qualities. He guided those who approached him and explained the principles of dharma, spiritual discipline, and the true nature of the self. His fame gradually spread throughout the surrounding region. When Shripada Shri Vallabha reached the age of 16, his parents began thinking about arranging his marriage. With affection, they approached their son and said, "My dear son, we wish to arrange your marriage. Please accept our request." Shripada Shri Vallabha listened peacefully. He then replied, "Father and mother, please listen carefully. My path is different. I have come for a divine purpose. I seek the path of renunciation and spiritual realization. For me, the entire world is like a family, and every woman other than the one who follows the path of spiritual union is to be regarded with the respect given to a mother." His parents were deeply moved. They remembered the words that had once been spoken by the divine guest who had blessed their family. They realized that their son was not an ordinary human being. He was an incarnation of the divine. His mother became overwhelmed with emotion. Tears filled her eyes as she thought about her son leaving home. Seeing her sorrow, Shripada Shri Vallabha lovingly comforted her. He assured his parents that his journey was not for personal gain. He had come into the world to guide devotees, remove ignorance, and lead seekers toward the divine. After receiving his parents' blessings, Shripada Shri Vallabha began his spiritual journey. He travelled from one sacred place to another, meeting devotees and guiding seekers. With the speed of the mind, he travelled toward holy pilgrimage places. Eventually, he reached the sacred land of Gokarna. There, his divine presence continued to bless those who sought refuge in him. Thus, Siddha concluded the sacred narration of the divine birth and early life of Shripada Shri Vallabha, the first incarnation of the Guru described in this sacred tradition. The story of Shripada Shri Vallabha teaches us that the divine appears in human form not for worldly pleasure, but for the protection of devotees and the upliftment of humanity. His life reminds us that sincere devotion, selfless service, faith, and surrender to the Guru can transform our lives. May the grace of Sri Guru guide us on the path of truth, devotion, and spiritual wisdom. Shripad Shri Vallabh Dattatreya Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Datta.